Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Train Sim Worlds. Today, doing a series of different routes that are in Train Sim today. Hopefully, if you're compatible with the RailDriver, and today joins the RailDriver. So, this is a unit that's designed by PI Engineering over in America. They do a series of technical button config setups, and about 10, 15, 20 years ago, they developed something called a RailDriver. Basically, it's a controller dedicated to Train Sim, originally from Microsoft Train Sim, then they moved on to the more modern Sims, and then about 10 years ago they kind of went out of stock and just went away for a while. So, with the release Train Sim World 2 and the compatibility for the RailDriver, they reintroduced it back into the market, and today we shall be giving it a go on Train Sim World. So, I got this on Monday, I bought this from the US. It's $199.95, so not exactly cheap for the kit, but, well, my flight sim gear is a bit more expensive than that. And, yes, I've got a webcam there we go, set up on the controller itself to see how it all works. I'm afraid it's not the best camera in the world, so frame rate's not exactly the highest, but it should be enough for what we're trying to get out of this today. So, jump into the sim, do a few runs, do a few different routes as well, so at the moment, about half of it's compatible, half of them are not. And we'll give it a fair run throughout the different simulator runs. We'll start off with White. We'll do a run of the classic Class 3 483, which no longer operates, retired a couple of weeks ago. And so, we'll get a chance to go back in time a bit. So we'll do a midday run from Shanklin to Ryde Pier Heads. How's train ride? Depends on the route, really. Depends on the route. This one's about 30-40 minutes. Again, different routes, a bit quicker. We'll do a range of high speed, some slow lines, some commuter, some long distance. We'll see if we get as much of it as possible. So, 2 uniform 30 Shanklin to Ryde Pier Heads. Some bits we'll do by mouse. So, for example, set the master key and inputs the reverser key. Technically these buttons here at the bottom do different functions as well, but Train Sim Worlds doesn't yet have a fully laid down button list. That could change at any point. Basically, there's you can get a little slip of paper you put inside the back of here, which labels what each button does. Different for different sims, and therefore, until they can get it bolted down, there are some things you can do on the thing. Right, open the doors, open the right hand side, we'll just press the right hand arrow, doors right unlocked. Can you do East Coast Way next? East Coast Way is not yet compatible with RailDriver, so there is a list on the Dovetail Games forum about which route is compatible or not. East Coast Way is not yet compatible, I'm afraid, so one of the routes I'm afraid we won't be able to do. Hopefully you guys can hear the sim alright. Just double check my sound output. Seems like it's alright. Yeah, that's fine, alright. So welcome to Shanklin. Passing about 20 seconds, we'll set our train up, so we'll set the lights. There we go. We will set train into forward. We'll go to cab for that. Train in forward. The reverse, throttle on the left, brakes on the right. Relatively self-explanatory that. Right, lock doors. And let's get going. So brakes will release, throttle we will increase. Notice it's got a speedometer on the top left there. That does match with what the in-sim display is showing. What's the extra rail? So the Isle of Wight is third rail, and therefore this rail here is what provides the electric to the train. So there's an electric chute, contact chute. The electricity is drawn from the rail into the unit and then powers the train systems on the inside. So we're now up to 45 miles per minute. Increase the throttle. Set the gauge lights and passive lights quickly, so that's all set. Cab engine lights on. We'll turn on the passenger lights. So far, so good. Yes, NVIDIA rail's looking very good indeed. Hopefully pick up a copy of that after release. Try and create HS2 within the sim, which should be quite fun. A bit too fast there. We'll cut back the throttle. You're now a train fan. I've always been a train fan. I've always been a train fan. Yes, Southeastern High Speed releasing on the 4th of February. I'm very excited for that. Sound of the also those cross over the points. And leg station slowly comes into view, so we'll just put a little bit of braking in, starts then train down. That'll do. Yeah, I can still sometimes be a bit harsh on the brakes. Also makes a case of learn the basics, balance it out, and see how it all goes. If you play South Eastern High Speed, where would you go? South Eastern High Speed is London to Faversham with the Class 305 and Class 475, I think. Yes, so tomorrow we'll be taking part in the Dovetail Games Festival of Rail, doing a run in the Train Simulator Chatham Mainline Class 375 Electra start. Right, brakes released, throttle up. Can you go to Dover via Margates? I'm not sure which route you're talking about. No, you can't. It's Great Western. It's only London to Faversham, Southeastern. What time? On console midnights, on PC 6 PM. Next station will be Sandown. Slow down now for the 50 mph steam up ahead. Might be going a little bit too fast for that. We are actively on the brakes. Well, wasn't too bad. Yep, stream for the next few days. 465 is it. Cheers, Jay. Yes, it's 465 Electra Stars and the Class 905 Javelin, and then soon we'll get the 365 Networker Express, which will be an add-on pack much later in the future. But again, a route I'm very excited for. My light's just given up on me. Give me a second. Battery on that has spin slowly. Yeah, I don't know. It's just failing on me. It's very annoying that. Let's give it a bash. Or the circuit just... Nope. I do apologise. I've never been able to get lighting right on this channel. And the battery thing on this is not so much the battery's running out, it's actually broken. Nope, that's dead. Okay, awkward lighting it is, so... yes, it looks like an Enter to Go controller. I believe... actually no, I think this is... earlier. So this is Let's Go was earlier, but this is the dedicated Train Sim controller originally for Train Simulator and now for Train Sim World. Not Train Simulator, even Microsoft Train Sim was the original it first came out for. Give me a second. Let's see if I can try and sort out my lighting a bit. That's what we'll probably have to do for now. I'll say, don't you just love it when everything starts failing on you all of a sudden? Doors locked. Let's get going. Brakes released. Throttle up. I have to say, it's a lot quicker when controls the keyboard controls Oh my word, I'm an idiot. It's a red signal. I've no idea I departed there. I didn't even check. Wow, okay. I am an idiot. I'm alright with that. Why? Why, Drawyah? Why? The train obviously coming towards you. You just spad. Right, so set the train up again. Make sure everything is out properly. Train brake is set. Throttle neutral. Right, so wait for the train to pass, then we shall depart. Too worried about the light. Yeah, exactly. I'm too worried about this blimmin' thing. What are your thoughts on RailDriver? How can it be improved? I like it. I like it. It's not perfect. I'm not going to stay here and say it's the perfect system. I'd say if I have one issue with it, it's the independent brake. It's a bit... You can't really see it, but it's a bit spongy. It doesn't quite hold at the lower and upper end. So I wouldn't mind seeing that a bit more secure. Apart from that though, the main movement of the controls is very good. No, it's not a bad unit. It's not a bad little unit, this. I do quite like it. Great Western Express is also not compatible yet. Great Western is one of the next routes to have the compatibility. Right, brakes off. Let's get going this time. The full list of compatible routes. Let me drop you a link in the chat. Train Sim World RailDriver. So you guys are really distracting me today on my phone already. So, this here in chat is a list of all the routes that are compatible with the RailDriver. Has Train got multiplayer? No, not at this stage. Welcome Jason, how you doing? Nice to see you. Where'd you get this? So I bought this in from America, imported it a couple of weeks ago. Arrived, well, a couple of weeks ago. Imported it last Thursday, bought it directly from the engineering, and then it arrived on Monday. So it arrived on Monday, I've been playing around, testing it out, mixing around ever since. And finally, now I've got enough confidence to kind of stream it, see how it all goes. Okay, so far so good. It's a very fun little unit. There's Kieran, glad you joined tutorials. Right, braiding coming up very shortly. 12:41 we should arrive, so yeah, a couple minutes early, which is always good to see. If Pancras voice isn't working, install the English US sound pack for Windows. Down to 20 miles per hour now, so back on the brakes. Raiding station just around the corner. Perfect. Doors unlocked. So again, having the left and right arrows here for doors unlocked, I like that. Doors left, doors right, lock, unlock, lock, unlock. Very good that. Very easy to use. At least it would be if it actually worked. What's going on there? Brakes are set. This is off. Very strange. That sim menu's not doing it either. Doors unlock left. Boy, let's have a look. Right, let's make sure that the doors are... Where are you? Cold starts. Instrument lights, cab light, headlights. There's a door control switch somewhere over here. You need to make sure that's open. And then from the guards panel, should be a case of open the right. Hang on, I think I know what's gone wrong there. Oh no, I'm not too sure. Okay, it worked at the other stations. So this time just to fail on us. Very strange. Welcome in, Bella, how are you doing? Blimmin' lights. No idea why it's failed on me today. Well, I know why it's failed because it's cheap rubbish. But, I don't know. Right, lock doors. The sim itself is actually failing us right now. Use the guards panel again. Right, doors lock. I feel like because we're actually on like a bit of no power. It shouldn't be because it accelerates. Just for some reason the menu's not working. Hopefully that's just this one station. Hopefully Small Junction gives us a bit more luck. Hold at 20, up to 40 in short bits. Fourth button. What do you mean fourth button? Coupling, uncouple, cold start, instrument lights, cab light, headlights. Trip power, cold start, door lock. Yeah, that's locked, it's unlocked. Door unlock. Fair enough. Up to 40 now. That's a bit better. So with the RailDriver, just, I don't know, it's more of a realistic kind of feel to how everything operates, how everything drives. Simple bit of kits, you've got your different handles. Just overall, it feels so much better compared to using keyboard and mouse for train driving. So you go through controls, so you've got a range and emergency stop, you've got the alerter, so AWS, you'd be using that, sandite, if you need sand, parking brake and bell, or low tone whistle, high tone whistle horn, you've got your reverser, throttle, auto brake, independent brake, your wipers, they'd work. I don't know, train doesn't seem like it's working for me right now. Lights, headlights, standard. And then you've got your functionality switches down at the bottom there. I'm hoping doors will open next station. If not, then... Well, it's when we use the tab menu. The tab menu itself is also working. So, Who knows? Who knows? This is a train sim stream, car games, not a flight sim stream. Nope, not Chelsea jersey. This is just a standard warm top. Alright, going to start slowing down now for Smallbrook Junction. So get a little bit of braking in. Slowly increase that. Just a slow crawl now. Move that down the platform. Got a red signal coming up to 300 yards. We'll be very careful for that. Right, so doors unlocked. Yeah. Sim's gone and I feel like it's because we went over the red signal earlier. For some reason, train controls no longer work. So you have to do everything via the guards panel now. Which I guess is more realistic in regards to these trains always having guards. But it's a bit more of a bit more work for me to do now. Having to run back and forth throughout train every single time we stop. So, we'll get there. We'll get there. There, that's a bit better. Right, doors locked. Brakes released. Throttle up. Up to 45 now. Down to 20 shortly. Wright and Johns will be stopping at first. Sound the whistle as we go over the next crossing. Wright and Johns Road being the main depot for the Isle of Wight Railway. Also where the Southern Vectis buses are stored. Yeah, the more you see in Sim, the more you're tempted. And like I say, I like it. I like Train Sim World. It's a very fun little platform. The routes themselves, they are growing in numbers. They are certainly growing. And yeah, just overall, I'm very much enjoying it. What's the biggest train production company? It would probably be either Bombardier or Siemens at the moment. Bombardier or Siemens. So, slowly approaching Wright and Johns Road. On the right, you'll spot the depot for the trains. So like I say, the Class 483's trains no longer operate on the Isle of Wight. They were retired on, I think it was the 2nd of January. So the former Dishland trains will now be operating on the Isle of Wight Railway. The Class 4, I think it's 485 they've designated the codes. And they'll be in operation from about April this year. Yeah, these doors are not unlocking for us at all. 4th button, you say? 4th button. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't seem to do anything. 4th is to unlock. That's lock. Yeah, these 4 don't seem to do anything. So let passengers board and deboard, and then we'll jump back to the front cab. Yes, Bombardier do... Well, not anymore really. I think Bombardier stopped their aircraft manufacturing. They stopped it a couple of months back. They sold the C-Series to Airbus. They sold the Q400s to de Havilland, who have since retired the Q400. I think they used to do a few commercial, biz jets, but even that's now a lot more limited than it used to be. So Bombardier very much leaving the aviation game now. Right down to 20 miles per hour now. For Pancras, you don't need to have it as your primary car games. It just needs to be installed, not as your primary. Just install it and you're fine. So it's 80 miles per hour now. I'm up to 20. There we go. Like I say, the muscle control itself. So you got your main throttle, indentation, and then you got your brakes if your train has it. In this case it does not, therefore this is just all dead zone. But just the small light controls, the small little moves you can make, I do very much like it. It's not the most precise control in the world, I will admit. It's not the most precise, but I say the busier the route, the more slight stopping you do, ultimately the better it feels. So with anything it takes a bit of practice, with anything it takes you to learn it, but you get there, you certainly get there. Because again, for some reason, just because of that restart, it's completely messed up our controls. Very annoying that. I think we'll do a German run next. That was some cab light. Oh, no cab lights either. Something has seriously gone wrong with this train. I don't know what it is. Headlights don't work. Cab lights do not work. Instrument lights do not work. To be fair, if I was a train operator of this one, I'd probably have terminated at St John's Road and stabled it for maintenance. There is something wrong with this train. Great Western's not compatible with RailDriver yet, so I'm afraid I can do Great Western, but I won't be using a RailDriver, I'll be using keyboard and mouse. So I pinned a comment on the chat which shows you all the compatible routes. Use that for an idea of which ones work, which ones don't. As time goes on, more routes will become compatible. They are doing all the classic collection as well, but for now, as it's in beta, not everything is quite there yet. We're almost done with the dual guard driver action. Over the next routes, we won't spad, and therefore no need for us to go over. East Coast Way is not compatible either, TSW Gamer. Check the URL for compatible routes. Not all the routes are compatible yet in Train Sim Mod for RailDriver. Let's do a German run next. So it departs in about 40-ish seconds. We've got ourselves into cab ready to go. And then it's a slow on up the pit, and then bring train to terminate. So next we'll do a high-speed German run. So we'll start in Augsburg, I think. We'll do a high-speed run to Munich. With that one, we get a chance to kind of leave control at max. This one gives us a chance to use independent brake as well as the... Actually, or do we do TGV next? You guys decide. Do we do TGV or ICE next? TGV or ICE? Right, so release the brakes. Let's get going. You have one vote for TGV, LGV Mediterranean. TGV. Welcome, Bet, how you doing? The wheel slip I see, so we'll cut back on the power and just slowly reapply. Yeah, so we've got quite a few votes for the TGV right now, so I think TGV will be our next one. Welcome Thomas, how you doing? Welcome Tommy, how you doing? Tommy and Thomas. And there we go, slowly now arriving right up ahead, platform 1, at the end of our routes. It's a fun one, Isle of Wight. It's not exactly the longest route in the world. It's about 20-ish minutes from start to finish, but it should be rather good. What do you think of Southeastern? Very exciting. Very excited for Southeastern. Class 305 Javelin, one of my favourite trains. The one not coming out yet is 375 Networker. Well, the Network series train's always been one of my favourites, so very excited for that when it comes as an add-on pack. And the Electrostar should be rather good as well. Right, so we'll get the passengers off, and then we will hopefully have a run with a bit more automation on its doors. What trains are running this route now? So at the moment, the Isle of Wight is closed. The Isle of Wight Railway is completely closed. So replacement bus service until the former D-Stock trains arrive. So the London Underground D-Stock trains will now move to the Isle of Wight, and they'll be operating as, I believe it's semi-battery, semi-electric units. Right, there's my first run. Southeastern's about on the 4th of February. 4th of February. See if we can level up. We got level 9 on the routes, level 13 on the loco, very nice. Level 50 on the character, not bad. Right, back to the main menu. Let's have a run of the LGV Mediterranean. Welcome, Tom. Welcome, Pounded Yarm. How you doing? Let's load up LGV Mediterranean. Not tools, sorry. Keep pressing tools. Here we explore. Timetable, stick the train, and we will do a service towards. Actually, we'll do service outbound. So it starts at I know the town. It's in my head. We'll start at not Nice. We're going to Nice. We're starting in Marseille. Is it Marseille? I've completely forgotten now. And we'll head out. Yes, it's Marseille. Service 2. Okay, we're going towards Marseille, I guess. We'll go the other way, but hey. Oh well. Right, so let's load. My switch on. Doors open to the left. And controller. Is neutral, sorry. So neutral that, neutral that. Make sure this is all set up as it should be. Perfect. Right, so we'll put a little bit of braking in for the sake of stabilising this train. There we go. Let's quickly clear the lights. Let's set up the speed to get that going. Muscle control active. Power handles off. Driving mode, reversing neutral forwards. Driving mode sets to select speed. And so what we can do is use this lever here to select the speed. So we'll go for the current speed limit, which is 170. Passengers are boarding. We will arm the circuit. So pantograph normal, LGV speed mode set. Arm the circuit breaker and power on. So departing in approximately 1 minute. Make sure lights are set to dimmed. And that should be us ready to go now. So wait for passengers to board and then we depart. Yes, we'll do IC after this. No channel tunnel, Benny. No channel tunnel. No flight today. I must admit, actually, I get a lot of disrespect when I do train sim streams, which is very shameful. Right, we'll close the doors, last about 20 seconds. We'll see about bus sim. We'll see about bus sim. It looks rather interesting. We'll definitely consider it for the future. Right, brakes we will release. And throttle sets. And so because we're using the automatic speed control on this train, I can just leave the throttle at max and the train will do all the rest. Name the controller, it's RailDriver. It's called RailDriver. It's been out for about 20 years, but this is like the first proper return of it after so long. if you're who is it this question? If you're on the train driver suddenly dies because you continue driving it by yourself. Well, trains have safety systems that go off every few moments, which kind of check on the driver. So if the driver doesn't respond to DSD, then the train basically cuts itself off and will just stop on its own. So regardless of the driver, the train itself will stop for any problems. But the answer is probably not, because with any train you need to know the route knowledge, and I certainly won't know any route knowledge. Right, up to 300 kilometers per hour now. It's nice to say, so the speedometer on the device itself does change regarding on where you are. So if you're in a European route, use kilometers per hour, this will do it in kilometers. If you're in a UK route, that does miles per hour, or US miles per hour, then it does that in miles per hour. On Train Simulator, the original sim, you can actually switch between, so miles per hour mode or kilometers per hour mode. I can't really see it because of my shoulder. There you go, so miles per hour and kilometers per hour mode, you can switch between the two. Not a thing of this sim, I don't believe, but we'll have to wait and see what happens when everything's been finalised in terms of control layouts. But it should be rather good. Welcome Joe, how you doing? Is there something like PAX Train Sim World? Not for Train Sim World, but there is for Train Simulator. It's called Third Rails Map, which I do quite like. Whenever I stream on Train Sim, it's the little map that appears on my screen, just, well, where the controller is. And it's a tool that I just very much enjoy using. There's all your stats, there's all your measurements. Very good tool. Welcome, Kamika, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So it's slowly increasing speed now. Next station will be... It's not stopping at Exxon Province, so we're going to go via location. So we'll have to slow down, but we won't be stopping. In 4 kilometres, speed jumps up to 320 kilometres an hour, which is the maximum speed of this line. Hopefully gets towards Marseille in about... Well, if we're not stopping at Exxon Province, we're getting about 35 minutes, maybe less than that now. Great Anglia standard flirts. I mean, the flirt series of trains I like. I've not been on the Great Anglia ones yet. It's something that I can get a chance to ride on because of the lockdowns and all that. But yeah, the flirts, because I've been on them in Finland. So the Kaharata line, the Finnish railway line that goes to the airports to the main town, the Ring Rail line. They use standard flirts of their own denomination. I can't remember what they're called. But those trains I like. Those trains I very much like. The old breathing man, the sounds they make are rather interesting. So I like the Finnish ones. I've not been on the Great Anglia ones yet. Wait and see. How should I go to outside the railing? Straight lines, my friend. Straight lines. So with railway lines, the straighter they are, less curves, less bends. Ultimately, the faster you can go. I have got camera for controls the joystick. Well, this is just an old webcam I've got plugged in right now. It's not the best. See, the frame rate's really, really horrible, but for the purpose of this, it's alright. At some point, I've had to get myself something a bit nicer, something a bit better, to try and stream off of it in the future. Toilet for train driver. Train drivers not go to toilets. Actually, it's written in real life. Oh yeah, very nice. I'd like to one day. I mean, of course, I'd love to go to Marseille one day as well. So, if I ever myself in Marseille, actually, technically, you have to fly because you fly into Avignon Airport, and then Avignon take the train to Marseille itself. So, if I ever go to Marseille, I would certainly have to give this route a ride. Welcome to TSW video. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. Currently speeding at 320 kilometers through the French countryside. About 60-ish kilometers now from Marseille. Yes, you get 2 liveries for the 305 on Southeastern. You get the train bow, which is the Pride livery, and then you get the standard blue Rapier livery. Will you do tutorials on how to read charts, set up Streamlabs? Read charts maybe, set up Streamlabs probably not. Probably not Streamlabs, so I don't use it. This train's top speed, I believe, is, well, 320 kilometers an hour, so full on the speed selector there. any faster than that. You can get a little bit faster on down the hill sections. So for example, we're doing 321 right now, but ultimately, officially, top running speed is 320 kilometers per hour. I think if we just left it on full throttle, probably get towards to 340, 360 perhaps. I'm not doing too bad, GWC. Not doing too bad at all. What do I use to stream? I use OBS to stream. I use OBS. Is there a passenger view like 2020? Well, technically you can just stand up and... okay, this train you can't do it because we're in a separate unit. I'm sure there's a way you can change the view. Train simulator you can do quite easily. With this one, there is a certain command or keyboard number you have to select to do it, but I can't quite remember what the keyboard number is. But it is possible. It is certainly possible. I have played Roblox about 10 years ago. It's not the same game these days. Not the same game. Cheers, Mike. Cheers to see you there. Hope you have a good one. I'm sure we will do. I'm sure we will. Webcam. So my main webcam is a Microsoft Studio Cam something fancy from a couple of years ago. My desktop thing on holiday is just an old it's a 480p HP webcam from a bygone era. But my main webcam is a Microsoft Studio Cam. Again, just absolutely loving the speed of this. The CGVs are magnificent to try and this one, the Duplex series. Probably as modern as you can get, really. In-cab safety systems right down to operational control. Webcam, I believe it's 720p. 720p. Would you like an AVA to head to like the Boss Boat A20? The Boat A20s I've actually heard quite bad things about. They're apparently not the best, especially in terms of noise cancellation. It's active cancellation. There's a nice, ever so slight delay with it. Gel generally is pretty good for it. Welcome DJ Oliver, how are you doing? Welcome DJ Oliver. So again, by having the speed control set, it's so much easier. Well, just train to full throttle, sit back, relax, and let it do all the work for me. When we get towards Marseille, that's where we do things a bit more hands-on, a bit more manual. So definitely something to stay in for that. Alright, Advent, good to see you, man. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. Can't get bus sim, very nice. Like I said, I'll look into bus sim. Certainly one I might get, not too sure. Not too sure. I've always preferred OMSI over bus sim, but it's definitely a bit disappointing to see what's it called? Lotus Sim in the state that it is. It's yeah, not what we wanted, I'm afraid. Not what we wanted. Well, good to hear. Manchester, you sped at a 37. Gee, okay. And then might run for Painted Exeter. Now's RailDriver. Loving it so far. Absolutely loving it. One or two minor hitches. There you go. Speed's now flashing. It's beats at us. Reduce speed down to 300 kilometers per hour, which will be the next speed down. So it goes 0, 70, 30, 0, 70, 30. So 320. Sorry, it goes 0, 70, 20. So 320, 300, 270, 230, 200, 170, 160, and then from 160 it's all hard from there. Okay, channel went wrong. Of course I did. It's always my fault, man, is it? Always my fault. I say it's not a bad unit. The RailDriver, not perfect, but not much our fault with it. Not much our fault with it. Is there any safety features to avoid crashes? What happens if someone blocks the tracks? So if someone blocks the tracks, then well, just hope the train can break through it. Really, that's the one negative. But the fact is, vandalism of railways are so rare. It's almost a thing to never really think about. So rare. Any trespassing is taken seriously. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, you've had issues in the past where track failure has caused issues. So, for example, the Greg derailments in 2002 with the Compatibility Pentalinas on Virgin Railways. That was a case of the points failing, and the train kind of jumped over high speeds and ended up downside of embankments. So, most safety features in regards to actual train construction. So, the trains themselves are built to withstand these kind of impacts. On that occasion, the Gary incident, it's killed one passenger, an 80-something-year-old lady, with the other 60-odd passengers surviving with barely a few scratches. How many stops? Just one on this route, San. Just one. So there is a stop at Exxon Province, but on this occasion we're not stopping there. We're going right through and speed all the way to Marseille. Greyrig, there you go, that's it, Greyrig. Some wish the Dev would consider the scenery based on Indian railways. You never know, Suvik, you never know. One day, certainly, we can see it. With India, depends on which railway line you go for, and ultimately how many seats you decide to fit. How many on the roof or not. So now about 14 kilometres through Exxon Province. I think that's remember how the power change mode works. So it's throttle neutral, pantograph, brake stack breaker, pantograph down, set the mode to DC, yes DC, back to normal, and then wait till you hit this power brake, and then back up to normal. Is Train Sim World worth it? I like it. I do very much like it. Do you prefer rather flying? I'd say so, Billabong. I've always been more of a train person than plane person, but it is what it is. So you can see you're going downhill at the moment. The train's putting some negative power in, negative 52%, but the speed we're going plus downhill track is always going to cause a little bit of slipping. Welcome to Drunk Fan, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. How are you today, sir? So as we go through Exxon Province, we do need to slow the train down to about, I think it's 130, 120 to go through the station. Then we speed up again, up to 300 once again, and then slowly step it down, enter the tunnel, and then once we leave the tunnel, enter DC mode, we'll then be on manual control. When it was good enough PC specs, plane 11, DCS and VR, that's decent, but DCS 4 FPS, yeah, DCS is a hefty sim to run, a very hefty sim to run, but I might can do it alright with the graphics sets. Now, where'd you buy it? So this I bought directly from PI Engineering, bought it about a week ago, cost $199.95, $199.95. So it's not the cheapest bit of kits, but cheaper than my flight sim gear, so there are some exceptions that can be made. I had a controller? I'd say so. I'd say so. Not perfect. It's not perfect, but being a Monopoly, you can get away with a few slight things, I'd say. But I like it. It's a very steady bit of kits. It does what it does. Can't really say much ill about it. I reduced now to 70 kilometers an hour. 270 flashing. That'll be down to 230 now, 230 kilometers per hour. So when it's flashing on the screen, basically that means that the speed limit is going to go down, and therefore prepared to slow down. If it's stable, then it means that speed limits, and if you're going up speeds, then it will just change automatically. So 230 flashing, that means down to 200 now. Oh, the game itself, yes. Good that they get that. I like it. I'd say. Let's say, is it perfect? No. But is it worth the money? Yes, very much so. I'm someone who does suffer buyer's remorse. If I buy something and it's not as good as I think it will be, I do feel the regret after that, but I'm not feeling buyer's remorse from this. So, definitely onto something, that's for sure. What's better, Train Sim World or Train Simulator? Train Simulator has a lot more routes, a lot more content, being the older platform. But, Train Sim Worlds has a lot more in regards to graphical fidelity and train functionality and systems, as well as just overall being the better looking sim. You see, that's what I mean. Like, it's ever so slight small thing there where it's not quite. It's I said out of the controls, the independent brake, or in this case the train speed selector, is probably the most annoying of all switches. It doesn't quite stay put. There are ways you can kind of navigate to mitigate that. I think I'm going to make a slight modification to mine just to make it run a bit better. A little bit of train brake on, just slow train down to 160. Also get ready for the changeover point in about 5 kilometers. Yeah, just as slow down possible. Take care, Pandiam. Have a good one. How much to get more routes in the game? Depends on the route, really, but it's around £20. Around £20 for a new route, and they do go on sale every couple of weeks, so you can get it for about be 10 quid at most. So hold at 160 now. Very shortly, get ready to change the power mode. So on the left, we're going to look for a blue board. And what that means is to cut power. There we go. Right, so throttle to power handle off. Reverser is staying where it is. Speed mode to manual control. Pantograph, circuit breaker cut. Pantograph down. Select DC. Circuit breaker off. And now we will raise the pantograph in a couple of moments. Put a little bit of brake on slow steering down. Yes, it's looking very good, the Southeastern. You can get 2 liveries of Javelin. You get the Blue Rapier and the Pride train, the train boat. So, something like an extra liveries of trains as well as per defaults. And just overall, should be rather smashing route, that. I'm very excited for Southeastern. Very excited indeed. So put a little bit more braking in, so train down. And at this point, we will be now driving on manual control, so no more LGV, automatic mode. We'll merge with the local line DC line, and then it's just a case of bring train to power again. Right, pantograph up, and power restore. So put a little bit of throttle in, just to get you back up to 140 kilometers per hour. Was that just a Hornby set? If you're telling me now that the train has never been known as a Blue Rapier, I'm going to be so disappointed. Because I was... Yeah, so it's the Javelin, which was the nickname during the London Olympics. Thanks to Hornby, I've always been certain that it's been known as the Blue Rapier. Don't you dare tell me it has never been known as Blue Rapier. If that's the case, you guys have basically just ruined my entire childhood. So I've got the Blue Rapier set sitting on my shelf right now. I'm looking at it. Boy. Have you really ruined this for me? Oh, great. Well, thanks for that, guys. I knew I could cancel you for something. Social media, yep, so looking very good. January's favourite for train out of all the British runs. Second favourite HST. Forgot class number. So HST is class 45. Yes, I think so at least. Unless I've forgotten that one as well. Welcome, Cubosity. How are you doing? Welcome to the chat. How are you today? So we're going to do a couple of German routes next. We will do a run in the... We'll do a more metro-style German route next, and then we'll do an IC route on the... So we'll do a metro Munich run, and then we'll do a long-distance Hamburg one. It was Hamburg. Yes, it was. Class 43. Yes, that's the one. Class 45 is a freighter. Love the overhead cam. Yeah, it works. It's not perfect. It's a very low FPS camera, but it does the job. It does the job. Down to 110 miles per hour now. So I'm basing my... So on the left you've got the brake pressure valve there. I can increase pressure by pushing the handle, hold it, or release by putting it back on it. So again, it's a little bit compatible. It's just... The whole functionality of this is very good. Very good with RailDriver. And the more you get used to it, the more you sit down and actually practice these trains, practice these routes, the better you eventually get. A bit too much braking on there, trying for about 4 while the braking. Got a few more train sim runs to do, big boy. Got a few more train sim runs to do today. So down to 30 kilometers per hour now. Just about to see the station terminus on the around the end there. Got a few platforms sticking out. Got the main building over there. So we're going to do, yes, we're going to do long range IC, not next, but one after. So we're going to do a Munich metro run, and then we'll do an IC high speed run. Does this work on Xbox PC? So it's on PC, it does not work on Xbox. The RailDriver is only compatible with PC, ultimately because the, well, it requires drivers, which consoles do not have, so I'm afraid console users, a RailDriver is probably something you're never going to be able to use. Unless Microsoft or Sony can work with the engineers to get it compatible, but at this point, very unlikely, I'm afraid. Give me flight status on the train sim stream, potato. I can tell you now, I'm never going to do those routes. Very rude. Is the game easy? It depends really, Jad. I mean, it takes practice like everything. It takes practice. But I wouldn't say it's super difficult. Trains are still lacking air traffic, which keep you from playing it. Feels empty everywhere. The thing with air traffic, Umbreon, is that while you say it feels empty, it's a realistic schedule for what the trains operate. I mean, especially in more rural areas, it's a train every 20 minutes, train every 30 minutes, 2 trains per hour, 3 trains per hour. They're not as common as you may think. They're not as common as you may think. Right, so as soon as you enter the end of the platform now, come back on the brakes. Just slow things down as we edge our way towards the buffers. Next brakes, increase stats. Perfect. Within 3 meters. Long Line Railroad. I'm not sure if it's compatible, Umbreon. You'd have to check the URL. I don't think it is yet, though. I don't think it is. So reset train. Rust into neutral. Power handle off. Lights off. reset you, and we will reset you once the train's ended, because again, that was supposed to use brake power. That's all fine, that's all fine, that's all fine, perfect. But, like I say, it's a very fun controller, this RailDriver. Something I hope to use a little bit more in the future, that's for sure. So about 3/4 of the way in the unloading now. Get ready to close the doors in a couple of moments. Again, left and right arrow controls the doors. Right, so it goes 28 minutes, drive at 92 kilometers again. Just shows you how fast the train gets. 100 kilometers in less than half an hour. Crazy that, absolutely crazy. Right, let's do a run in the Munich S-Bahn, shall we? So let's jump over to Hauptstadt Munich Augsburg. Do a timetable. Select the 423. And let's we'll do the shorter one for now. So there you go. The S3 to Mummendorf. So everything's been reset. That's all fine. That's all fine. So this train does use a full master controller. Therefore, stick on the left will do the entire operation for us. Yeah, that should be an alright spec to run that potato. 1058 gigs of RAM and my 583. Yeah, that should run that no problem. Right, let's get going. So, there it all loads. Press forward. Unlock doors. Again, master controller does everything in this unit. Make sure that the circuit breaker is running, which is all it is. Very good to see. Set destination up as well. So, information, set up destination S3 to Mummendorf. What am I doing wrong? FIS routes. There you go. Right. Enter that. And 2. Perfect. Enter that. So that should set up on the front and side now. S3 Mummendorf. S3 Mummendorf. Perfect. Wait for another 20 seconds, then close the doors, and then we'll get ourselves going. Set the lights to marker lights. Doors closed. These brakes do nothing. Independence nothing. And let's get going. So with this route in the 423, it's a lot more starting and stopping, a lot more a lot more manual in regards to your train driving. So speed limits got to be very careful for. Stations every few moments, got to be very ready for those as well. Take care, Big Boy J. Have a good one. Take care, Sergeant Potato. Also, the unit comes with a subwoofer, and therefore your sound passes through, your audio passes through it, and it just, whoops, shoots. Emergency brake there. Just, counteract that quickly. Yeah, that's the other side, you've got to be a lot more careful with it. Learn where the brakings are, and where the emergency stop is. Left door's unlocked. Here for another Apparently we're late already by about 15 seconds. I'll be very quick then for the next station. There's a few en route. Try to remember where the main menu is. Not that one. There you go, this train menu. So it's about 10, 11, 12 stations in about 25 minutes. All unlocked. Train forward. So you need to jump up to 100 shortly, so I think it's just going to stretch our legs a bit. Next station, München Hirschgarten. It's getting about 10 seconds, yeah. Definitely a bit behind schedule right now. In case of catching up for the rest of this journey. I'm a little bit off the braking there. Gonna just overshoot slightly, yeah. Just overshoots. It's the downside to being, well, trying to play catch up all the time. You do end up missing your braking sometimes, but we should be alright. I think most of the trains on the platform bar 2 doors. We'll just ignore those. How much does it cost? I believe it costs about £20, Train Sim World 2. £20 on Steam, console, both Xbox and PlayStation. And then the routes themselves also about £20 each as well, so it's not a badly priced platform. If you own Train Sim World's the original one, then you also get the routes you already own as a Preserve Collection, so you do get to keep those as well. So it's not bad, it's not bad. Right, still up. Let's get going. Next station, München Lime. Is 100% brake lever, measure brake, 100% in this game? Depends on the train, Bendix. Depends on the train. So in this case, it's the emergency brake, as the mouse controller goes all the way to emergency brake. In units like the LGV Mediterranean, 100% is not emergency brake because it's not past the controller there. So it depends on the train, really. Depends on the train. Welcome, Kristen. How are you doing? Welcome to the chats. How are you? Doors opened. I'm already a minute behind. Could be very speedy now, the departures. How much controller? It's 199.95. 199.95. And if you live in the UK, you have to add shipping, you have to add import tariffs. So it's not a cheap bit of kit. Not a cheap bit of kit. Very much worth it, I'd say. It's pretty standard for any simulator gear, you know what? I mean, my flight sim gear, the Thrustmaster High-Test Warthog, that cost about $300 something, so for any sim gear, especially specialist stuff, it's pretty standard, I'd say. Next station, Munchen passing. So those will be increased again to 110 very shortly once the line straightens out again. Yeah, the Airbus side stick is $70, plus the stick is another $100, so $170, $190 for the 4 kits. So it makes sense. It's averagely priced. And this is more just a throttle and yoke. You've got your 4-range of brakes, a few switches, a few extra functions, buttons at the bottom here. So it does add up. It does add up. Slide stick 70, throttle another 100. Does add up. Slowly start to slow down now. We're getting RailDriver. You can get it directly off of PI Engineering, the people who create the tool. You can get it off of their X-Keys websites. It's not compatible with Flight Sim, Noah. It's not compatible with Flight Sim. Nothing about this train. The moment it starts clicking, so we can actually press the door button. So already you can unlock the doors. When it stops, it does automatically. Very nice. Means that it's a little quicker in starting and stopping the train. Right, also back on time. We are back on schedule, which is good to see. Means that can be a little bit more relaxed in regards to our next bit of driving. So wait for the doors to close, and then we'll get going. Next station, Munchen Langweid. So they'll do 2 more runs after this. We'll do a high-speed ICE route, and finale to end it, do a bit of Bakerloo line. It's compatible with Xbox? No, afraid not. So it's only available on PC, not on Xbox, not on PlayStation. And I'm afraid it looks like it's not going to happen because that would require Microsoft and Sony themselves to get in contact with PI Engineering to get it compatible, which is not very likely, I'm afraid. So don't hold your breath about console compatibility, only out on PC. Welcome to Estonia, welcome Captain Jasper, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats, how are you? Do they have it on Switch? No, Train Sim I'm afraid is not on Switch. It's on PlayStation, Xbox and PC. So slowing down now to launching like long rides. Stop a little bit early there, so cut back on the controller. Just slowly coast now to the end of the platform. Is there an Irish route? No, not yet, Anne. No Irish routes yet in Train Sim World. Yeah, not a bad looking train, not a bad route this one. I'd say Munich is probably my favourite of the German routes so far in Train Sim World. I think Munich's probably the best built at the moment. At least visually it is. The trains themselves, the 423 I absolutely adore as a slower, more commuter's journey. Again, love those doors, little green lights, flashy red lights. It's just all sit together so nicely, so nicely. Next station, München-Lockhausen. Yeah, it's like slipping in the on time there. Got 10 seconds to go, 1.2 kilometres. Not going to happen. Slowly slipping away from on-time service there. But hey, I'm having fun. Even if it's delayed arrival, it's more time using the actual stick. There's a map there, I'm going to grab that quickly. Let's go pick up our collectibles. It's 2 out of 20. Not done many of these, I must say, for the Munich routes. So we are Lockhausen. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stops until we terminate at Mummendorf. Then we bring train to a siding. I think it's end as well. Also, gotta love the the couch seating here. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a lot more relaxed than my other trains, that's for sure. Right, lock doors. Let's get going. Still punch on Deutschbahn in real life. Trying to think. I've been on 2 Deutschbahn trains in the past. I've been on an ICE3 service between Spandau and Berlin Central Station, and then I also took a Doppelstockwagen service from Berlin Central Station. Went towards Tempelhof, and therefore has a connection at a couple of the stations down. But oh no, I've never had a problem with Deutschbahn. Never had a problem with Deutschbahn. I've not done much services with them, not that much riding with them, but yeah, can't fault it. The trains are very nice. The trains are very nice here in Germany. Do you prefer aviation's trains? I've always been more of a train person myself. I've always been more of a train person. Should we come to our left, passing at high speed. Next station, Grobenzell. Oh shoot. Not paying attention there. Can I overshoot the station? Sorry, busy focusing on the webcam colour corrections. Didn't even realise I was stopping here, so we're going to miss the platform slightly. Hopefully stop within the limits. Oops. Well, if it counts, it counts. I'm not fussing. There we go. Welcome to Globenzell. Not quite the most perfect of stops. So there's only a few cars out. That'll do. That'll do. No one's going to judge us for that. There we go. Next station, Olsztyn. 3.2 kilometres, hopefully this time. Make a bit more of a more professional stop. Getting there in about 2-ish minutes. 3 kilometres can be done at a rush. Can be done at a rush. The one negative in the sim for not stopping at stations properly is that you start losing awareness points. And awareness points is kind of the levelling up points that you get in the sim. So the more awareness points you get, the better you score. Poor stops like that, you do lose points. You do start to impact your levels a bit. Next station, Olsztyn. No, Glenn, this controller does not work with Xbox One. Only compatible with PC. Get Flygate tomorrow. Interesting choice of sim. Interesting choice that. I think you're on par with planes and trains. You remember your mum taking you to Heathrow to train slot when you were young. Then different train stations to watch trains near different announcements. Thanks, Mid. Love you, Channel. No worries, Glenn. Enjoy the watch. Yeah, like I said, I don't mind either. I like trains, I like planes. If it's on wheels, I'll probably like it. But I remember being young, sitting in my bedroom with the old wooden train sets. Can't remember who made them, the brands behind it, but yeah, I remember weekends sitting there, wooden track, smacking it all together, hope for the best. Yeah, I've always been more of a train person. Hopefully, maybe one day, working the railways, have to wait and see. Actually, doing alright for timing right now. I'm doing alright for timing, so there you go. It's posted at 7:41. We'll be departing very shortly. Next train will be here in 10 minutes to Mysuck, which is a bit further on. We're doing about half of the routes up towards Mammendorf. Brio, yes, that's the one. Brio train sets. I've still got it somewhere, the old Brio sets. I think it's in the loft in storage. I'm sure my parents spent thousands and thousands on Brio train set kits. Now they're going to throw that stuff out so easily. So remember the London Underground's wooden train I had? had an electric motor train that used to travel on its own around the track. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I've got good memories. Good memories of my younger years. All the bedroom-sized train sets I had. The metro station, that was a pretty cool one. It had like an upper platform and a lower platform. One station we could actually change destination as well. Oops, yeah, that was the time. Reminiscing my younger years now. Even school was easy back then. Primary school, lessons were fun. Days felt so much longer. So we're coming towards the end of the route now. Oops, it's this one. So Esting, Gerlinden, Maisak, Modsching, Momdor. So about, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 more stations after this. You wanted the side stick, but you broke. I mean, the TCA side stick's not super expensive. And throttle, yeah. Compared to a lot of flight sim gear, it's not the most expensive. Actually, quite. It's more towards the mid-range. More towards mid-range. Potentially one of the cheaper bits of kit you can get out there. Welcome there, Roke, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat, how are you today? How are you? What's up? What's wrong with you, Heroic? Honestly, I've had a bit of a stressful day today, but possibly not too bad. Nothing I can't bounce back from, that's for sure. Yeah, probably actually slow things down a little bit. I mean, way too early. Yep, we got one, the RailDriver. It's a very good bit of kit. Absolutely loving it so far. It just feels so good, looks so good. Control-wise, they're alright. So some controls a bit spongy. A little bit spongy. But for the most part, I've got no major complaints with it. So far, so good. Outdoors. Same other pass on Sunday. That is radiotherapy 6 weeks. Ouch. Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully things start brightening up for you soon. Hopefully if I can get his, well, so as radiotherapy soon. Best of nothing, I suppose. Yes. So the RailDriver kits, very good bit of kits. Not, it's standard pricing for flight sim gear or any simming gear. So on to fart it really. I think oh yeah, flight gear is probably the best of the flight sim scenery, or the freeware flight sim, sorry. There were so many things to worry about. Trouble, you block everything else, you pretend you don't have issues. Perhaps mental health. For me, at the moment, it's a case of well, see how the next couple of weeks go. So very. Normally I've got plans. Like I know what I'm going to do. I know where I'm going to be. I know what I'll be doing. But then it's just a case of recently. I'm not sure. It's been so clouded. I've got no holidays booked. Not sure what's going on work at the moment. It's been a very cloudy couple of weeks, but we'll see. We'll see. UK's in lockdown again, so even I can't go out and do stuff. And hopefully you sort yourself out, Oryx, soon. Hopefully your family starts bouncing back soon with that. Yes, Southeastern coming out on the 4th of February. Very excited for it. I've been more excited for routes in Train Sim since, well, since Great Western, I guess. I remember Great Western first announced, I was, sorry, we're going to stop way too far. Great Western I was most excited for out at first, but Southeastern, just the route, the trains, everything about it, probably the best to come out at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah, sorry for slightly distant stop there, passengers. Thought you were stopping a little bit further back on the platform. Obviously not. How much is RailDriver? $199.95, so about $200 plus shipping. So compared to simming hardware, pretty standard for the level quality. Nice E-pass by as well. Very nice. Should check the signals. Always check the signals. Basic stuff, Drawyah. You should know this. Don't just depart because your doors are closed. Check the signal and make sure the signal gives you clearance. That's my fault entirely of that. As I'll see again. It's twice I've done that now. It's just lack of concentration. Complete lack of concentration. The reason why he's stopping is probably a train we're waiting for. Doubt the tracks themselves need to be reset. Nope. Waiting for a train. So sit here, single track line. Might as well leave the doors open for a bit. Any late passengers on board. But yeah, just because the doors are closed doesn't mean you're clear to depart. Check the signals, make sure you're clear. Royal car used by Queen Victoria 1860s carriage, front Isle of Wight, 1064 Medina car wash carriage. Presumes about the steam railway there. Watching Southeastern stream tomorrow? Yes. Southeastern tomorrow being showcased on the Festival Rail. Don't forget, I'm also on Festival Rail tomorrow. I'll be streaming from, I think it's 9 PM, so do check out. I'll be driving the Class 3, sorry, the 465 between London Victoria and Orpington, I think it is. So 45 minutes of train driving should be rather fun. Hand review. I always wave, don't I? Always wave to you guys. Yeah, so check out. I'll be on Festival Railway tomorrow. Should be rather fun, that. And this weekend, hope to do a few more flight sim streams. Although I intend to mix things up a bit, do a bit more train sim on this channel as well. Right, signal's green. Now we can depart. Right, let's get going. I haven't thought about doing ATC. I had the LN, I have, but for me it's just that next step up that not even I can quite grasp yet. But I'd certainly like to one day. I'd certainly like to. Yeah, the 465 Train Spot 2, I'll be very excited for doing it because the class, the network series of trains, so the 165, 166, 465, 466, 168, and 378, I think. The network series of trains, I've always been a massive fan of. They've always been my favourites of the UK trains. So having a network in Trains Mod 2, very exciting, especially when that's well, electric. You have the 166. I'm going to get the 465. Yes, Paddy, I am from the UK. I am from England. Down to a single branch line. So we slowly crawl away now to the end of the routes. Our penultimate stop marching next station is Mummendorf, where the train terminates. Nimrail is going to do train route from Reading to Isle of Wight via Southampton to Portsmouth. Yes, Nimrail is very exciting. I think I'm going to do HS2 when that one comes out. We're trying to stream at some point as well, but HS2 definitely going to be one I do at some stage soon. Have you been to Finland? Yes, I've spent a combined total of 1 month in Finland, and I absolutely love it there. Fantastic country, great people. I've never had a bad experience in Finland. Spent a month in Lappeenranta. Spent a bit of time in Helsinki and Tikkurila as well. A couple of days there. But the majority of my stay has been in Lappeenranta. Next time I go to Finland, probably spend time in Tampere though next. Because my friends have moved, so hopefully we'll be soon. Hopefully we'll be able to travel again relatively soon. But again, ultimately it comes down to what this virus and lockdown does to us, really. When we can travel again, if we can travel again. Have you been to Dubai? No, I've never been to Dubai. Next run, I'm going to be doing the ICE over in Hamburg. Never do Bakerloo line, never bring it to an end. Have visited Dorset? Don't think I have. Morris? I don't think I have. Been to Cornwall. I've been to Cornwall, but I don't think I've been to Dorset. Nope, never been to Africa. Never visited an African country. I have wanted to go to New Zealand. It is on my list of places to go. The downside to New Zealand is that it's so far away, so expensive to get to. I'll spend at least 2 weeks there. At least 2 weeks. Save up the money, hope I can afford it. One for the future, I'd say. One for the future. Right, Mammendorf, where this train terminates. You're not traveling to Tasmania, are you not? Because I know Australia is COVID-free at the moment. But I thought you could travel within there. Fair enough. Nope, never been to Australia. Like New Zealand, so far away, so expensive to get there. Have to spend at least 2 weeks to fully enjoy it. New Zealand and Australia are like one in a lifetime kind of trips. Maybe I try and do them both together. So I go to Australia, spend 1 week in Australia, take a flight to New Zealand, spend a week in New Zealand, just to have the time to kind of really enjoy it. But that's kind of shit we could probably do once or twice in a lifetime, knowing that it's so far away. Right, close the doors and let's bring this route to an end. So we'll reset the train. Not bad overall, bit of speeding in times, but can't follow that really. 38 minutes, not too bad. Few stations were about a minute or two late for, but ultimately we did that alright actually. Stop accuracy, some stops a bit off, but again, averages, does balance out eventually. Don't know why you're so interested in my sexuality recently, but yes, I am straight. Right, let's do the... where are you? Not that one. We're going to do Schnellfaststeg Con. Do a IC route. Japan, never been to Japan. My brother has, I haven't. We'll do a trip to Brussels. Some parts of Sydney are still hotspots according to other states, so outside Sydney, still permits. Right, okay. So I'm going to be doing some more high-speed running now. Once again, with the use of the, well, independent brake handle. Using the AFB selection to manage our speed. Let's do this. So currently at Colne. Next station, Aachen. We'll unlock doors on the right, so train forwards. Doors unlocked. Arc bit. Select that. Get back. Speed limit at the moment is 40 kilometers per hour. So far so good. What's your favourite train for high speeds? In the UK it's the Class 395 Javelin. In the world it would have to be either the TGV Duplex or the ICE3, I'd say. Two very good trains, very modern. Yes, I have been to Norway, been there twice, both times to Oslo and surrounding areas. It's passing about 1 minute. You can hear in the background, can you? The actual station here in Colne, not too far from the international airport here as well, so it makes sense today to be able to hear some of the passing aviation traffic nearby. It's a very beautiful station, this. Very well modelled. Surrounding area looks absolutely fantastic. It does help completely blown away with the station. Probably one of the best looking, I'd say. Probably one of the best looking. But we have got King's Cross St Pancras coming up next, and St Pancras is my all-time favourite station. So it's going to be a big one for that. It's going to be a very big one. If you've not been to St Pancras, trust me, when you're inside looking up at the arches, it's an absolutely fantastic experience. Right, why are we not moving? Probably because the circuit breaker's closed. Sorry, open. So pantograph raise. Circuit breaker, there we go. That's better. Right. Let's try that again, shall we? Just realised the power's not drawn to the train. We're doing a train controller. It's the RailDriver from PI Engineering. PI Engineering RailDriver. Take care, Noah. Have a good one. Bye bye. So arrive in Aachen in about 30ish minutes. As always with high speed, it's a good chance we'll get there a bit early, and therefore save ourselves a bit of time. And again, with AFB, it's just a case of sit back, relax, and let train do all the work for us. Let's make sure that the lights are set. They're set, are they? Oh yes! Lights at the reverser, aren't they? So, nothing for me to set on this one. About 10,000 feet, 5,000, 10,000 feet people skydive from. Which is a Dutch line. Amsterdam Central is very beautiful. I've never actually been to the Netherlands. Never actually been there before. Again, on my list of places to go. Would have gone this year probably, but who knows with this lockdown when things will be able to travel again. Name's Lucas. You still use instrument command to train how to use it. I'd say it's quite easy. This actually, it's a case of learning what each control does and learning how to move them all. But it's not difficult. Definitely not difficult. I'm sure with a bit of practice as well, slightly things get better. My slight modification I want to do to the independent brake lever as well be mightily appreciated, but it's not difficult by any means. What states in the US have you visited? None of them, Callum. Never been to America. I should have gone to New York in May, but because of COVID, that trip got cancelled. You know that Dovetail made a Canadian route, right, Roke? They've made a Canadian route, and we have got a Swiss route as well coming from River Games as well. The Arosa line, which is the Swiss Alps. That was going to be beautiful, by the way. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. Do you swear words? Not particularly. Not particularly. I don't see a need for them. Yes, got a new toy going. It's a lot of fun this. Very nice to handle. To about 1 kilometre, we'll jump up to 160 kilometres per hour. So set things up as we start to approach for speed. Does see more Asian services and Asiatic services? Yes, that would be a nice thing in the future. Do you like KSI? I prefer old KSI. I prefer his old FIFA games and the second channel for comedy. I prefer the old KSI over the new one. Controls only for PC, I'm afraid. Batman. I'm afraid it's only for PC, not console. Take care, Roke. Have a good one. Bye-bye. What about the Sidemen? Again, I used to watch Sidemen a long time ago, but not so much these days. Up to 260 kilometers now, is it? 250. Six kilometers to Aachen. Spending great time at the moment. Great time, good speed. So far, so good. Yeah, this is getting much better now, Theodore. Slowly building us up, slowly getting that. The RailDriver is going to make things so much more fun in the future, Train Sim. So much more fun. Who you watch nowadays? I do enjoy Ashens. Stuart Ashen, his stuff is pretty good. Mark Robin is his name. Mark Robin, the former NASA engineer. His stuff's pretty good. Tom Scott, It is always pretty fun. Will I stream NIMBY Rail? Yes, I do plan to stream NIMBY Rails. I plan to recreate HS1 with it. Sorry, HS2, which is going to be, I'm sure it's going to turn a few eyes, that's for sure. Cheers, Savile. I'm glad you're enjoying the watch. Yes, sorry, you are right. XP10 still, I do watch his streams as well. Again, just the way he controls the crowd, his chats, conversations, very good. His streams are always very fun. Well, I live in the UK, and I've got it right here, so I'd say yes, it would be available for the UK. As it shipped over on FedEx. Directing PR Engineering. Cost $199.95 plus shipping. Overall, about £250 to spend for this, for the units plus shipping to the UK. Yes, comes out the same day as the UK update for Microsoft. And that's the thing, do I stream UK flights or do I stream NIMBY Rails? That's the split for me. Because the UK updates I've always been long waiting for, but NIMBY Rails is a whole new game that looks very interesting. Will I play The Bus? I'm not sure yet. The D1S? I'm not actually sure. I've seen it. It does look pretty good. It's from TML Studios, that one. So, the former bus simulator people. It's one of those things. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna see what it's like in pre-release, and then make a decision based on how it looks on the actual get-go. Yeah, that's the other thing. With these updates, some of your mods start to fall apart. So, waiting for an update certainly was a good one to go for. I think with the UK update, I'd probably do like a London to Inverness flight. Similar to what I did back when I last flew in the UK before this lockdown. Well, my last flight was to Berlin, but before that, I went to Inverness, Scotland. So I believe it does increase again later on, because the line straightens out a bit. Yeah, so towards the latter stages, things do start to increase a bit, and we'll be able to speed things up even further. I mean, right now we're doing about 250 kilometers per hour, which is about 140 miles per hour, so slightly faster than anything in the UK. Speaking of buses, do you stop with OMC play offline now? I play it offline, so with OMC I've got too many complaints about people not enjoying it. I ultimately decided to just stop streaming it, basically. Did you first flight next plane from Newcastle to Palma? Yeah. Trust me, your first flight's always the most fun. As always, a case of learning the basics, learning your control and setup. But the first flight's always the most, I guess it's the most difficult, it's the most in regards to the adrenaline rush. But succeeding in it's definitely the best feeling by a long stretch. I remember my first flights between the UK and Poland. This was long before I even knew about autopilot, so I did the whole thing by hand, about 2 hours. It does get you 2 hours of 737 by hand, but nah, the first few flights, always the most fun, always the most fun. Yes, OMC has a new bus for London. The South London project, sorry, OMC out in London, released a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago now, in fact. Do you follow schedule? This is a train. Thursday's already been train sim, Karthik. Thursday's already been train sim, but I'm sorry you're disappointed with train sim. You're welcome to not watch me if you're not that interested. Go watch someone else. Let's say to take off rolling turned on. Yeah, rudder assistance is well, it has to stay on the runway straight, but it's just a bit unnatural, I'd say. Turning it off always helps. I've got notice right now. All Microsoft Flight Sim Assist all turned off. Never been a fan of assists. I'm the one flying, not the computer. Again, Karthik, not a fan of your negative attitude. You're always welcome to leave if you're not interested. I'm due to be down to 200 kilometers now since the speed is dropping. I will say the brakes in this train are a lot more lively compared to the duplex. Let's slow down towards the lower end, but getting out to 200 kilometers per hour, not as much of a challenge. Can you do a flight from Bournemouth to Inverness? We could though at some stage, certainly can do. First flight was it moving on anything? Realised you had the AI pilot turned on. Yes, AI pilot. I shouldn't have actually turned off entirely because I've never been a fan of AI pilots. I don't get people who use it. Well, it's a flight sim. Flight yourself. Don't let the computer do it for you. Down to 160 shortly. Do you think you could do a camera like Microsoft Flight Sim plane when you play them? I think it would look awesome. We'll see, Lewis. We'll see. It's not the best camera in the world. It's very low frame rate, but it's certainly one for the future. I'd like to. I'd certainly like to. The one, as I say, yeah, the one negative. It's not the most precise controller. There you go, 160. S11, no. Shared cockpits is not possible to explain without mods. Welcome back, Jed. How you doing? Next flight stream this weekend. So about halfway there now, just over halfway. Track's a bit more curvy, a bit more speed management required, but we'll manage everything as we slowly approach. How's your day? Not too bad, Jad. Not too bad. So far, so good. Bit stressful in the morning, but slowly improved as time went on. I prefer trains. In fact, McCarthy, I'm going to mute you now because you are just being very disrespectful. Not appreciating it. Yeah, my light gave out on me earlier, so I've been trying to manage my phone thing for a bit. The whole battery pack just died on itself. Welcome, Marek. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. How are you today? How are you doing? So it's slightly cruising at 160 kilometers per hour now. Not quite as fast as we were earlier. Slowly, things will allow us to speed up again as we approach. It's just a case of managing that now towards the end of our line. You're a noob. Don't say that, Marik. Don't you say that. Everyone starts somewhere. What's your favourite plane? What's your favourite train? Favourite plane, the Boeing 737 or 747. Favourite train, either class 166 or class 295. I've already flown the A330, Kendall. It's from Helsinki to San Francisco. Is it like the basic train security systems in Germany? Not sure what you mean by that, Laptox. Not quite sure what you mean by that, basic train security. This station right here, can't remember its name, but this always catches me out when I'm driving the Talent 2. Because it's on the siding away from the main line, the speed limit drops massively before it, and it always catches me out, so I've never liked that station, never have, never will. No box slot for that yet, probably that tonight. Oh, trust me, my day's not been good today. I've not had a good day today. This morning, very stressful. It's gotten better, but not a day to remember. When you activate C30, you got to press button every 30 seconds. Train knows you're still awake. PCB system for... Oh yes, those ones. I'm not going to turn it on now because we're halfway through a journey, but... Like I said, the German systems, I've never quite fully understood it. AWS I do like for British trains. I've never quite got the German ones. It's very sick. It is. It is. Absolutely adore the sim. Absolutely adore its routes. Well, the train more than the route. I'd say the best German route is the Munich one. The RC3, a very fun train to drive. So the reason I prefer Munich over this one is probably because you get to high speeds. Also, the Class 423 is a very good one, DBBR 423. But the higher speeds of Munich, you can really stretch things out a bit. Down to 120 km per hour shortly. Well, there's 16 kilometers to go. Cheers, Kent. Glad you enjoyed your tutorials. Your training here in Germany. Very nice. Very nice, Laptox. Whereabouts are you based? My favourite country? Probably would be Finland. Absolutely adore it over there. Beautiful country. Fantastic people. Never had a bad memory over there. Never had a bad memory. German signalling is pretty complicated, but once you understand it, you can drive without it very good. That's the thing, like, I'm sure once I start using it, I'll get there, but it's just the fear of getting in doing it wrong all the time. Especially on stream. Maybe it's one of those things I should just practice on my own. PZB and CFA. Very, very, very over the top. Kendall, you're another one who's rather disrespectful to flights and stuff on train sim. So we'll be arriving in about 10 minutes or so to Aachen. 13 kilometers, 10 minutes. We're doing 100, well, shoot, down to 120 now. Down to 110, 2.5 kilometers. So we are slowing. As we make the run towards the station, we do need to press ourselves to stop. Welcome, train fan. How are you doing? Welcome to the chats. How are you today? How long have I had the RailDriver? Since Monday. So I ordered it last week. It arrived on Monday. I've been playing around with it ever since. It's a good bit of kit. Good bit of kit. Takes a bit of practice, but thoroughly enjoying it so far. I mean, I've now started drive training at the volunteer railway. Well, I did before the lockdown, but I am now on the books for train driving, and therefore now on my managed runs. I will say it's well, compared to a real train, not bad at all. Once again, always a bit of practice required. Thoroughly enjoying it. So when my hand rubs on the sticker there, it's actually going to pull some of it off. Just apply a bit of Sharpie to cover that up. Right, 140 km per hour shortly. Be able to speed things up again, storm my way towards destination. Nope, I've not been. Haven't been. No, not been in the cab of a SNCF train. I've never been on the French network apart from taking Eurostar down to Paris. I've been on the Paris Metro before, but I've never actually been on the mainline French train before. I want a PCB because I don't understand it, basically. Christmas, what did I get? I got an electric helicopter, an action camera, a book, a couple of alcoholic toffees, box of chocolates, a gilet, and that's it really. Not an ad. We've done Barcelona to Royce train routes, very interesting. Spanish network. I've been on the Bilbao Metro, but I've never been on Spanish trains either. Hope you get 1 subs one day. Probably not going to happen, Jad. Probably not going to happen. I mean, 20,000 subs was already a massive shocker for me, but I think I've already hit my limit of how many subs I'm going to get. You always get growth, but not as fast as it used to be. Down to 120 now. Just over 2.5 kilometres now to Harken. About 5 minutes early. Down to 120, presumably immediately after that down to 80, is that? Trying to remember the routes from so long ago. Down to 100 first. Cheers, Louis. Glad you're I'm glad you enjoyed the watch. Glad you enjoyed the streams. Thank you for the kind words. You're appreciated. Can you hear the horn? One horn. High and low the same. Down to 70. Welcome back, Goat. How you doing? So what we're going to do is now going to switch off AFB. Control things ourselves. So using the separate independent brakes and throttle for this one. Well, just the brakes. Don't need to touch throttles today, since we're already right at the end of the routes. So, welcome to Aachen, sloping in now to our platform. Welcome, Cine. You've missed most of the stream. Doing one more route after this, going to do Bakerloo line, and then all brings to an end. Now, I will say, out of all the routes in this, Bakerloo is probably, admittedly, the one I've actually enjoyed the least with RailDriver. I'm not sure why. You'd think it's probably the one I enjoy the most, but there's just something about it I'm not quite getting the grips with. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe different on stream compared to what I've done so far. Slowly cross the H-board. Doors open. It's a really nice route. It comes with the sim Train Sim World 2. So if you get Train Sim World 2, Carl Narken is the one of the default routes it comes with. So I've just realised you can't actually see the speedometer because my thing's in the way. Sorry about that. If I was to hide that, sorry, you get the speedometer and all that. Well, I guess you're lucky you get to see the speedometer on the actual unit itself, rather than on the background. Do apologise for that. I just realised I've slightly put the positioning wrong. We'll probably change that for next time. In Germany, so his multiples are 10, so CS4 is 40, PC6 okay, interesting. Cheers there, Vapox. I'll be sure to keep an eye out on that. So, for example, I presume it's then... so there, it's a downward arrow telling you to slow down. 4 for 40. Right, okay. Okay, I get you now. I get you. Really good Train Sim Mod 2. Cheers, Goat. Glad you think so. The RailDriver does help. It's a very good unit, this. And, yeah, it just allows for that bit more minor manipulation there, the controls. That will do. Within 2 meters stopping accuracy. Level 8 on the train. Level 10 on the route. Level 53 on the profile. I'll do one more, do a Bakerloo line, and then we'll bring this to an end. So we'll set everything to their neutral positions. Interesting. Let's keep a close eye on that. Right, switch routes. Do the Bakerloo line. We'll do a short run. We'll do it from Heron Wallstone to Queen's Park, if I can find the route. It's 2 a day. Queen's Park, Queen's Park, Queen's Park. Queen's Park, Heron Wallstone, perfect. Right, let's do this. So let's load. We'll jump into Bakerloo line. This one reverse control is a bit different because there's multiple selection for the reverser. So let's get this one. Hang on, sorry, need to press train first. So key in, key on. Right, now we can control it. So reverser goes to enter. Set the throttle to off and release. Pre-audible warning. And let's now go towards the platform. So reverser forwards. Train forward. Set the rod lines to Harrow and Millstone. Gonna meet you goats for disrespects with this train sim mod nonsense. Sorry, flight sim nonsense. What's the... You can Google it, Lewis. Right, welcome to Queen's Park. Now, the arrows do not work. On this train, you are required to use the door buttons, which is a slight shame. I'm sure, again, it's one of those things that will be added in the not too distant future in regards to door controls, but we'll see how it all goes once it's all added. Doors closed, and let's get going. Green signal, off we go. Next station, Kensal Green. How much shall I go for? RailDriver goes for £199.95. Scott's £199.95. It's not a cheap bit of kit, but pretty much on par for any sim kit, really. Yes, very excited for South Eastern High Speed. Pretty most excited I've been for routes for a long time. To 10 kilometers per hour now. Very sure up to 15 as we continue out of the yard. This is the not so nice bit of the Bakerloo line. So as we go through the Queen's Park depot, sorry, I do apologise. It's still, the throttle is so fine in this route. It's so fine. It's easy to mess it up in the Bakerloo. Once we hit the high speed limits, things get a bit easier for us. Favourite tube line probably would be not too sure really, actually. Metropolitan's alright, Central Line's alright. Jubilee's pretty good. I've not been to the Transport Museum. No, I haven't. Cheers, Jackson. Glad someone's enjoying the stream. So slowly approaching Kensal Green. It's just around the corner. Go through the Kensal Green tunnel shortly. With the Bakerloo line, it's always a bit of fun in regards to braking, so relatively good. We can accelerate right up to the station's mouth entry points. Wow, already a minute late. Seriously, what did you do at Queen's Park to lose a minute? Yeah, so out of all the routes, the Bakerloo line probably is not the probably the least easy to use with the RailDriver. There's something about it which just doesn't click with me. Just doesn't click. So it's probably a route I'll stick with the keyboard in the future. But I'd say all the other routes so far, very much enjoying them. No complaints on my end. And hopefully Southeast High Speed as well. Works out quite good with the controls. But as always, time will tell when it releases. Yes, this does work on normal train sim as well. It does require third-party software, which is free to download from the RailDriver people themselves, but it's very easy to do. Just need to calibrate it, and it's all done. But yes, it is compatible with original train sim as well. Next station, Warden Junction. Not quite right time of day this. The light behind us slowly going on the windshield there. Does kill some of our visibility, but it's not too bad. Not too bad, that. A control thing, I got it from PI Engineering directly. It's the RailDriver controller. Costs $199.95. Very good bit of kits. So far, so good. Small issues here and there, but nothing major. Nothing I could recommend this by. I could definitely recommend it for train sim users. So yeah, travelling between travelling between Harrow and Waterstone and Queen's Park today. So doing the short early morning run, Queen's Park to Harrow, and then bring stream to an end after that. Stream for just under 3 hours today. Pretty good timing. Pretty good timing. Next station, Harlesden. Welcome, Ryson. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel, welcome to the chats. How are you today? How are you? Welcome, FIFA Skiller, how are you doing? Welcome back. Soon it jumps up to 45 very shortly. We'll be crossing over with the West Coast Main Line shortly, so just before we get to Wembley Central, we'll go underground again, cross over the West Coast Main Line and appear on the left hand side rather than the right. Yeah, the announcements would be good in this. The announcements on this would be absolutely fantastic. But maybe one for the future. Maybe one for the future. Yes, they've announced the release date for the 4th of February. Southeast High Speed. Very excited for it. Very excited. No Rison, we are not doing Microsoft Flight Sim tomorrow. No need to be caps, no need to be rude. Not seen the video yet for Bird and Bear. Not yet. I'll check it out after the stream ends. My favourite underground station probably would be Green Park, just for the really long tunnel between the Piccadilly line and Jubilee lines. It's the longest underground walkway between two stations in the two platforms in the underground. Green Park's a very fun station to go through. My favourite high-speed train in Trainsim World, well, probably the 395 Javelin once it releases, but at the moment it's going to be the ICE3, I'd say, the ICE3. I like the duplex, but the ICE3 just a bit nicer, especially in regards to the speed control. AFB very nicely done, but the duplex is modern. Very good systems on board. The control unit's made by PI Engineering, so it's a small company out in Massachusetts, America. Ordered myself units about a week ago, rather than Monday. So far, so good. Very much enjoying it. So it's a Train Sim Specialist. Costs just under $200 plus shipping. And yeah, so far so good. It's about, well, they've been doing it for about 20 years now, but it's been out of stock for about 10 years. And with the recent train squad compatibility, it's they thought they'd do one more set of them, one more bulk, and then retire it for good. But how you doing, Willie? Nice to see you in chat today. So, per out of all the routes, the Bakerloo line's the least. The one that likes the least, but even with enough practice, you do eventually get the feel for it. Or in my case, be 2 minutes behind schedule, and they're going to mess up the schedule for the rest of the day by doing that. I've been on it when it was known as TfL Rail, Van, because it's not known as Elizabeth Line yet. It's still TfL Rail, but I have been on the train. I have been on the route up to not quite as far as Shenfield, a few stops behind then. I went up on the Emery branch. What's your favourite? Probably would be Train Sim World. Right on, probably would be Train Sim World. Next station at Wembley Central, so I'm going to cross underneath the West Coast Main Line. And going out to our left. Going through a tunnel. Soon to be on our right. So Dovetail events. So it started today, the Dovetail event. It's the Festival of Rail. Basically, once a year, they celebrate all things trains and put a massive sale on their routes, on their trains, on their everything, basically. And so with Festival of Rail, it's just a chance to celebrate being rail fans, a chance to all, well, enjoy trains, basically. So tomorrow, I'll be doing a piece on the Steam stream. I'll be driving the Class 465 from London Victoria to Orpington. Do tune in for it, do stick around. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. So no need to spam right, doing it again. Copy and paste. That's what's annoying. Hopefully you tune in for it. I'll drop announcements on the Discord server later, so do check it out. It should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun indeed. Yes, they have the signs out, haven't they? Across the entire line. It's getting there. It's taken its time. It's about 2 years delayed, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Wembley Central coming up now. See the stadium from here. Probably not, because it's going to be just outside of view there. If you've just liked YouTube, any tips? Keep at it. Don't give up. You'll start off with basically no viewers and no watchers, but the more you do it, the more you kind of get a schedule going, the more people eventually tune in. In my case, I was always tiny until the release of Microsoft Flight Sim. 3-4 years of doing YouTube. I was about 3,000 subs before the Microsoft Flight Sim came out. That for me was the big jump where things started getting more serious, but keep at it. You'll eventually find something that makes you. Don't give up. Never give up. So tomorrow I'll be on from 9 PM on the Festival of Rail stream. I'll be on from 9 PM, so do tune in, do check us out. Do you have any other favourite sim games apart from Microsoft Flight Sim and Train Sim World? OMSI 2. OMSI 2, absolutely adore it. Out of all the train sims, it is by far the best. Best of the best. Nothing compares. Yeah, do Microsoft Flight Sim, Jackson. Do what you enjoy. Do what you enjoy. You're a commercial pilot. I've got reasons to doubt that, Ryson, based on your previous comments in the stream. I have got reasons to doubt. Yes, this is a RailDriver controller. Got it on Monday. Absolutely loving it so far. Thought this would be my my first official stream of it. It's a good bit of kit. Not perfect, but for a train sim control, I've got no issues with it. Well, issues with how it's, so again, it's a bit spongy in some cases. See, I push it, let go, and it goes back. But with a bit of practice, getting used to it, it's a very good bit of kit. This would highly recommend. Highly recommend. New fly frame rates again. Have doubts, Ryson. Take care, Anne. Have a good one. Bye bye. Good nights. Will you be live for the Steam stream? Yes, I will certainly be watching that one. Very excited for it. So, like I say, tomorrow at 9 PM, I'll be on the Steam stream. I'll be doing a run on the Southeastern. Doing the Metro run from Victoria to Orpington. So, definitely be there to tune in. Definitely be there to say hello. Cheers, Ryson. I'm glad you enjoyed the streams. Years ago, I used to watch the Subway Drivers of Toronto, watching you now, it's like going back in time. Yeah, I've never actually. I have been on train with Open Canopy, Open Cab. That was over in Germany. But a few trams actually did that as well. The Bilbao in Spain, very good tram, very modern. Cheers, Crofty, I'll see you there. Any to become mods? Well, don't ask for it, Jackson. It's people I trust who become mods. So the next station is South Kenton, followed by Kenton Station, and then finally we have Harrow and Woolstone. We'll terminate, we'll put into the siding, and then we'll bring the stream to an end. Not our best break in that. Yeah, we're going to slightly overshoot the platform. Ever so slightly. I went too far in there, so you leave the main Rio brakes. You end up on the traction brake, which is not quite as... well, it's a different braking system entirely. At that point, I'm using the independent brakes, so just gets the timing alright, basically. You love obviously too. You only choose the T150 wheel won't connect for some reason. Frustrating, you have to use keyboard. You have the bow handling rod, and you'll get London if it works. What do you mean? Oh right, if it works. London does work, Joshua. I've got no issues with T in London. Oh, if the wheel works, right? Okay. Take care, Karthik. See you soon. What's your favourite train operator? Yours is LNER. It used to be Virgin Trains. Virgin Trains West Coast, but sadly they no longer exist. I'd probably say Southeastern at the moment. Southeastern are pretty good. Their trains, their units, very fun. I think one of the best channels right here. Cheers, Cine. Glad you're enjoying the watch. Take care, family vlogs. Bye bye. Have a good night. When you come to Toronto, you with your friends, with the engineer. So your friends with the engineer on the 6030 back home. You drive the cab, door open, chat stops. 10 car double decker diesel. At Toronto, I know the line. I'm fairly sure I know the line you're referring to there. One more question. Fast train ever built. It's the Japanese Shinkansen, I believe. Although the Chinese have recently shut off a maglev train, which goes about 3 times as fast. So actually, probably the maglevs at the moment. Probably would be the maglevs. You have 2,000 passengers. That's it. The GO train. Yes, double decker. Massive thing. That 10 cars. 2,000. That sounds about right. Especially with standing space as well. Squeezes about as many as you need there as in. Right. Doors open. Oh yeah, I forget this one works. Getting to small little details I absolutely adore in the sim. Dovetail, you've really done well. You've done us all the way of the Bakerloo line. Well, these passengers aboard should be departing now. We've got a few more latecomers arriving. Take care, Anne. How old am I? I'm 21. Right, so I'm 21. Does Transport do the Manchester-London line? No, they don't, Joshua. They do Manchester to... where do they go to? Manchester to... Huddersfield. And it goes via Huddersfield. I can't remember where it terminates, but it goes via Huddersfield. But no, they don't do the London line, I'm afraid. Yeah, the MP40, which is 4,000 brake horsepower. That's the thing you get with American trains. They might be the most. They may not be the most visual units, but they're blimmin' powerful, especially their freighters. 200 car trains that really stretch its way out through the deserts. American freighters, very strong trains. In fact, do we do freighter routes? Nah. Not because I don't want to, more because of timing. The American freighter routes are not exactly the shortest to do on this sim. Take care, Jackson. Bye-bye. How many gigs does the game contain? About 100 and something. Because I'm with, well, basically all the mods for this sim. Does have been very kind of providing me with the early access stuff, so I have got the mod installed. It's 100 and something, but if you install a few routes, you can get down to maybe 20, 30 gigs. Not too much at all. For sure. Freight used to run Party Flat, 2 miles long, 400 yes. Absolute crazy scale that the Americans have got on these trains. Right, so Harrow and Waterstone will this train terminates. Now I'm going to put into the siding in front of us, so we'll wait for the signal to give us the green clearance on that. Put into siding, and then we'll bring the stream now to an end. It's been live for just under 3 hours now, so it's been a long stream today for Train Sim. Definitely have got a bit of love out of this, a bit of use out of it. Right, so we've been given the clearance to go now, 2 white lights. Let's get going. 10 miles per hour. You've got Ryzen 5 will be enough. Should be. Ryzen should be. Ryzen with the Ryzen. Very nice. Having controls for Flight Sim, yes, I've got the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. I have HOTAS Warthog, stick and throttle for Flight Sim. We'll use the Bellhampton mod map. We'll see, Joshua. We'll see. In terms of streaming OMSI, it's probably my most disliked, so don't know if I'll stream OMSI anymore, but certainly one for the personal, certainly. Right. Oh, yeah, you're very precise with these, aren't you? No? There we go. Right, now we have it. 25 minutes. That was Queen's Park to Harrow and Waddestone. That was the Bakerloo Line 1972 stock. Overall, not a bad run that. I think that brings us quite nicely now to the end of our stream today. So that was the... Well, this is the RailDriver units. It's by PI Engineering. Costs £199.95 plus shipping. And while it was originally created for Microsoft Train Sim back in the early 2000s, it's, well, went out of stock for so long, has come back for more. The question is, how long will it be back for? Because it could be discontinued at any moment now, but it's a good bit of kit. If you can pick it up, I'd highly recommend it. And yeah, it's just overall a very nice bit of kits to work around and enjoy with. So thank you for watching, guys. Once again, thank you very much for support. You're all fantastic. Tomorrow will be on the Train Sim World Festival of Rail stream, so do tune in to Steam to watch that one. Again, massive thank you to Dovetail for giving me the opportunity to take part in that. Otherwise, thank you for watching, guys. You take care, have a good one, and I shall see you again in the very near future. And yes, Willie will definitely be back for another show soon on radio. Right, take care, guys. I'm going to go to bed. Good night.